Welcome to rotary evaporation, where I will show you the technique. Before you set off, make sure that you have removed your magnetic stirrer bar from the round bottom flask and have a green clip ready. Next thing is to turn on the cooling water. Do that carefully so that the indicator shows just a very low water flow. That might take some time to adjust. And then turn on the water pump fully. That means you have to open the green tap all the way. Then you have your round bottom flask, roughly 1/3 to maximum half filled with your solvent. Attach it to the splash guard using a green clip. Adjust the rotation to roughly 50 to 70%. And lower the rotating flask into the water bath. Here you can see the solvent strap that is topped with the white Teflon tab, which you have to close. And finally you have to close the glass tab at the Büchi condenser. Now the whole system is under vacuum and it will start evaporating your solvent. As you can see here, after we have taken down the rotating round bottom flask, the levels of the water bath and the level inside the round bottom flask are roughly at the same height. The evaporation of the solvent will take some time. Finally, you will end up either with a glassy solid or an amorphous solid or maybe just an oily substance in your rotating round bottom flask. You will recognize that the evaporation of the solvent has finished when no more liquid evaporates out of the rotating round bottom flask. Either when your solution is pumping or when you are finished, you open the glass tap at the condenser, and when you are finished you will also open the Teflon tap at the end of the solvent strap. And once those two connections are open, you take out your rotating round bottom flask of the water bath, switch off the rotation. Remember also to switch off the heating bath and to switch off the water coolant and to switch off the water pump. Last thing that you have to do, please, is to empty the solvent reservoir. Depending on the nature of your solvents, put it into the halogenated or non-halogenated solvent waste. And don't tighten the clip too tightly because it's held by the spring inside. If your splash guard has some liquid inside, you might want to either keep that liquid and flush it down to your round bottom flask if it's your product, or clean it into the solvent waste if it's something you're not interested in. To remove that, just turn the top part slightly to loosen it. That's how it's designed. Empty and wash that into the solvent waste. And once you have done that, reattach the splash guard. Again using that part at the top. Don't tighten it too tight, just so that it stays on the rotatory evaporator. You will encounter different types of rotatory evaporators in the two different teaching labs on level 4 and level 5. If you have a problem, please come and ask a demonstrator or member of staff who will be happy to explain you how to operate the rotatory evaporator.